Dang it, Discord app is broken. It won't like let me log in. From the phone, mobile phone. I'm trying. I made a different account on this, so I'm trying to get like the friends into this Discord channel, whatever, so we can like it's
Queen Anne's reign is
just
over.
like
We even got a crown
constantly
jewel.
on the phone all together.
All that trouble for a single shard.
Don't
But you
even
know
need
what?
minutes.
It was worth it.
What a wonderful world.
The arsenal's complete, in case we need protection.
Do you do that? Do you use Discord to talk, like phone call? Yeah, I mean it costs data, but it's like really, yeah. But do you use Discord outside?
He's made a right comfortable bed for all those bullets.
Very much student life. Are you looking forward to getting paid?
That Gator's a crazy gal, but so is the gal who promised to look after her.
Get money.
He ain't all that shy.
Buy something you want, like $200 microphone. I don't think the microphone, by the way, sounds fine. What are you using? The webcam?
They said Queen Anne was just a folktale. Now there's living proof she ain't. The next shard should be farther out there in the wilds. Know how Caelandia became the richest city in the world? 2 words. Point Lemaine. If the wilds could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here. The army's triggers once had the place on lockdown. Kid might as well pick up where they left off. Blam! Just like my fighting days. Gun like that can even put the wilds in check.
Oh my god, YouTube advertisement. I've snatched my browser, so it's showing the ads of what I've seen yesterday. Microphones. And now they're throwing advertisements about microphones everywhere. That has to do with cookies, eh? Right. That
Point
has to do
Lemaine
with
seen
cookies,
better
right?
days for sure, but it ain't done.
Dora? Okay. Bastion, that's a single player game. And you can afford 2 deaths. You can afford 2 deaths. Okay. Why aren't you streaming? Huh? Doesn't show on Discord.
Whole place shudders in a fit.
Now it does.
The grand rail of Point Lemaine. Not only is it still there, it still works. Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices, but it can give the kid a lift. Just as long as he can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks.
Overwatch advertisement? Really? It's 50% off.
Grand Rail's all grown over with things the Calamity chewed up and spat out. Things eager to take back their turf.
And if Bastion was a multiplayer game, it would be very, very good.
Kid don't let so much as one of those things slip by.
Yeah, then I would definitely commit to this kind of game if it was on Mechanic mode.
Lunkheads settled in like they own the place.
The mechanics are awesome. So good to play. It's like online.
Takes fancy footwork on the rail, what with wallflowers coughing fungus everywhere.
They're back.
Place used to be closed off, but now it's split open like a rotten pineapple. Of course, the Grand Rail's seen much more fighting in bygone times. Near on 50 years ago, first shots fired in the Ura-Celandian War. It was right here that Zolf's Ura forefathers decided to mix it up. Okay, so maybe we didn't get their sign-off on the whole Grand Rail thing. That was bad. The rail must have shook the Ura to the bone down in those dens of theirs. Well, the rail won't last much longer now that the kid took the shard. It's still got one good run in store for him, though. All the rotten wood there on the rails turned it into Swamp Weed Central. Ever tried dancing side to side while holding your breath? While choking on swamp weed? While peckers trying to prick you in the eye? Well, let me tell you, it ain't fun. He'll be picking swamp weed out of those boots for days. Turns out he's got company up at the rail station, waiting for him. Not just another wallflower or pincushion, mind you. At first, he thinks it's Zulf. Turns out he's wrong. This is for you, says the man. Then wham. When the kid comes to, the man's long gone, but something else is there. The only words kid recognizes on that parchment are for Zia. Well, what's a kid to do? He took the shard, he took the hit, and he took that note. That note cuts straight to the heart of things, don't it? Finding gourmet ingredients ain't easy these days, but we'll take what we can get. The note says it plain. Zia, go east to learn the truth about the calamity and our people. I'll be waiting. Sincerely, Zulf. It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place. Just the occasion to crack open the distillery's private reserve. Fallen malt is filled with crunchy minerals that'll keep you safe out on them rocks. Zulf's messenger was one of his people. Wondered just how many of them survived, and what exactly Zulf told him. The trappers, daring bunch of fools. They'll be missed. I've asked a lot of the kid, but this is something he's done on his own. His bow's looking lean and mean like a prize fighter. That's the way to make every shot count. The shards are getting harder to find. The accused always got a fair shake in Zealandia. Some used to take the bullhead trial. Survive the trial without taking a scratch, you'd walk away a free man. bullhead trial taught folks three things. First, a good defense is a good offense. Second, gotta always watch your back. Third, ain't no godlike bull up there gonna save you. The smarter ones knew when to just step aside and let things go. The kid pulls through in fine form. Well, the kid always wanted to compete in the bullhead trial. Even the army never issued carbines in such fine shape. The orchard grew over so quick, the marshals made it worth clearing out. The city's unwanted things all met their end in the yard. Folks who fouled up would do their time here, smashing things to bits. The quicker they worked, the sooner they could go. Folks learned to plant their feet and put their backs into it. Others would plot a course to navigate that sea of junk. A good day smashing could feed a family for a week. Working the yard did have its risks. Ever want to just smash things for a while? You know where to go. Not everything blew up in the Calamity. Why, Colford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt. So in a way, the beasts of the wilds, they're all survivors too. It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Colford Cauldron. That learning led to some interesting inventions. The raw power of the world fell right into our hands. Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here. But we discovered other things we're better off not knowing. Taste the air so hot it sticks to your lungs. All sorts of awful things crawling underfoot. You can cook those things, but you can't eat them. Never thought we'd find so much life in all that ash. Place is inhospitable as they come. but still we pressed on. After all, when we looked down inside Culford Cauldron, looked down through all the smoke and flames, we saw in there the heart of the world, the heart now laid bare by the calamity. We had to have it. As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Charleston Bog. Luckily, the cauldron cooked up a little shortcut for him. Sure, it ain't the most convenient path. Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side. Pops open on him like a pimple on a school day. Where there's one stink eye, there's always more. The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. The kid don't shed any tears for him, though. With a good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron from the city. But all the fires died out. There's nothing left of it. It comes back looking like the inside of a chimney. The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again. We're all a little short on friends these days, so that's a welcome sight. Kid arrives just in time to sample Zia's famous cooking. They said the wild could never be tamed. If only they could see us now. Anything survives a musket shot ought to be quick work for that blade. At least it won't get cold around here with that thing around. The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over. We spotted a pecker carrying a shard to Mount Zan. You have to think fast to survive the wilds, and none thought faster than the slingers. They could shoot their pistols with the speed of a machine. They knew just when to start shooting and when to stop. Those pistols could spit out rounds just as quick as you could pull the trigger. Learning to hold your fire could be its own challenge. The slingers were much quicker than the average pistolier. Well, even the slingers weren't quick enough to escape the calamity. To prepare for the wilds, Ceylonia's brushers practiced at Camp Dauncey. Had to navigate a maze of pincushions with nothing but a pike. It's a dangerous test for a dangerous job. Health tonics were off limits at Camp Dauncey. They said they made you weak. Sometimes the course was brutal. The rules said he couldn't use any fancy footwork, just your brains and your pike. Just getting through the course in one piece was an accomplishment. You can see why the brushers prize those pikes of theirs. To fix a brusher's pike, you just need a good length of knife bark. Can't rightly call Mount Zan a mountain anymore. There's no more mountains now. There's no place left for the beasts of the wild to go. So they figure they'll hold out right here, on a slab of mountain the Calamity forgot. Those beasts been hoarding all the valuables they could find. We only found their little lair because they found themselves a little shard. It's a delicate situation. The creatures of the wild, they've been building a bastion of their own. Best thing we can do for those beasts right now is put them down quick and clean. There's only one kind of mercy left these days. Look at it this way. It's either them or us. But if we win, they win too. Our bastion is everybody's gain. Not just ours. Unfortunately, there's no explaining that to a simple beast. Those beasts been hard at work fixing up the place. They've been searching for cores and shards, just like we have. Maybe they've thought about turning back, just like we have. We just really need their shard. Kid got it fair and square. That's the way. He's done what's best for him, don't you worry. Don't you worry. We'll all be better off once the Bastion is complete. The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though. We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances. On the inside, a fire bellows ain't nothing like its more popular air-spitting cousin. Just a couple shards left. The quarry's gotta have one, right? Imagine everything you'd need to build a city like Caelondia. It takes hard work and planning, and it also takes burstone quarry. The Ura tunnels beneath the quarry must have softened the blow from the calamity. We bought the whole place from the Ura on the cheap. Same goes for its natives, rattletails. Why would the Ura put up with those pests? Rattletails ain't the worst of it either, but more about that in a little bit. The quarry came with a lifetime supply of windbags. Windbags smaller than the naked eye can see are nesting in those rocks. But there was even more to it than that. The quarry's secrets ain't exactly obvious. Not only are these rocks a source of life, we found that the oldest ones remember things. They're recording everything, all the time, taking it all in. No wonder all those beasts were drawn to the quarry. The rocks were calling them. Keeping the quarry free from pests turned out to be a problem. Rattletails kept tunneling in to snack on windbags. Without those windbags, the quarry might not have its special qualities. Even stink eyes started taking root in here. Rattletails filled the place with holes. Windbags tended to the rocks, so we had to keep the rattletails at bay. Can't be too careful in there. Now, why would the Ura sell off such a fascinating place? The Ura always were a superstitious lot. It might be the gods told them the quarry's bad news. In any case, it's fair to say the quarry was a godsend. Those rocks, all polished to a mirror sheen. The largest ones, you know as cores. Single core could keep the lights on in an entire city district. The smaller ones, we call them shards. A shard's got a fraction of a core's power, enough to fuel a voyage to the motherland. Well, now the quarry's all dried up. These rocks are much too young to be of use. Remember how I said rattletails ain't the worst thing in the quarry? That honor goes to a beast we took to Colin, Sir Lunky. Massive things stomped many of our boys. We just couldn't get rid of him. We never could get stubborn old Lunky to leave the quarry alone. Then the kid hears a voice calling from down the hall. "Are you all right?" it says. It's him. "I've come to warn you," he says. The Bastion is under siege. Let it fall. You should not go back. Kid hears him, but he ain't about to be deterred. If that's the way it is, he says, then I won't stop you. Because my countrymen will. Say what you will about Zulf, but he's a man of his word. His countrymen don't much care for pleasantries, though. Too bad for that. Zulf showed him the way here, and here they came to take revenge. They got inside the Bastion and shut the door. Kid's gotta go in through the back. I should have told him sooner about all this. Unfortunately, they broke in and they started digging their holes. Something wrong sprung out of those holes, and it's eating away at this place. We tried to stop them, but we needed help. Somehow, some way, he sends those Ura packing. Problem is, it didn't matter. Zulf's plan worked. We find each other as the dust settles. Then I tell him why the Ura came. To get us back. For the Calamity. It was Caelondia's master plan to wipe the Ura out. But part of that plan backfired, didn't it? If only Zulf knew the whole story. Sometimes a single look says it all. The shards can put this disease in remission, but there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started. Seems the gods recommended this place to all their friends. Messiah, Garmouth. Now all we need is one last shard. The Sanctuary. If we can build, we can rebuild. The Mercy. The windbags ain't the only beast that drew a bad lot. A sail hammer's only as strong as its spine. And that's a strong spine. Arrows like that can practically find their own way. That ought to give those dueling pistols a little extra kick. With that mortar and hammer, it's like a one-man demolition squad. The city, its riches nothing but fragments now. Finders keepers. We fought the Ura decades ago, but that was then. Things are different between us now. I tried to let the kid down gently. This is the Bastion, all right. Except no one else showed up. The Ura feared the gods. We turned them into toys, put their faces on our walls. Suppose it's true a little song can put things in perspective. The culture, a still life of old unwanted keepsakes. He put some finishing touches on the business end of that thing. Now he can shoot that Fang repeater all day long. That mortar's gonna leave a lasting impression. The inspiration, a forge can fashion anything. A solid frame can put an extra sting in every slice. Takes a careful touch to rattle those bones like that. The Ura swooped down from the east. At least now we know the way. One last shard. It's all we need to put this mess behind us. And mother, what a mess it is. A mess like that could have only been made by hand. Zolf said the Calamity failed, and he's right. The Ura stand as living proof of that. At the heart of the Calamity was a simple idea. We never wanted to go to war again. Wanted to rule it out. We put a lot of folks against that problem. Scientists, soldiers, spies, even me. We sought solutions far beyond the city. Traveled near as far as the kid's going right now. Most of our efforts didn't bear fruit. Then there was a breakthrough, but it didn't come from one of our people. It came from an Ura, a brilliant young scientist named Ven. Ven worked for the Mancers, the sharpest knives in the city's drawer. With his help, the Mancers devised a way to seal the Ura tunnels shut in a flash. Just like that, every last Ura living in the Tassel terminals will be gone. This discovery was never to be used, they said, except as a last resort. We're lucky to be alive. But Ven didn't like being manipulated. He had plans of his own. He sabotaged the Mancer's little science project, set it to blow up in their faces. Imagine how Ven must have felt when they finally made him pull that trigger. But remember, the Bastion can fix everything. We just need that shard. Too bad the Ura ain't exactly been willing to collaborate on that front. For now, Kid had little choice but to pick up where the Calamity left off. First things first, though. There's someone we figured needed rescuing. Zia. The Ura fell back, no doubt planning the next move, but we knew ours already. It's no longer a weapon, it's a precision instrument. What else is there to say? The conscience. We haven't lost everything, long as we have that. The slingers, the wilds with their calling. Sometimes I want to ask him, why do any of this. But truth is, I don't want to know. Cinder brick stout sure goes down smooth, then stays in your gut like a rock. It wasn't fixed, it was unbroken. We could always see the stars. We just never could reach them, no matter how high we built. You'd never guess those things been to the wilds and back. There's something we had to do before going after that last shard. Well, now it's personal, ain't it? It's personal for him, and it's personal for me. They never saw him coming. He gets his hands on the care package I sent him. It's a little something I've been fixing up in my spare time. The Ura found a way to keep the calamity from spreading through Sultan's Hollow. They got their own security and everything. Pretty fancy, even. Still, they ain't used to having visitors around. They've got these conductors that are all what's keeping the place together. Break enough of those things and the calamity rocks slink back into the ground. Those rocks are like tumors, the same kind the Ura planted in Bastion. Well, the Ura must be in a panic right about now. They even sick their little rattletail pets on the kid. Those rodents are just a bump in the road. By now, every Ura from here to the terminals must know he's in town. Most of the Ura's conductors are squared away in the middle of the hollow. They're easy targets. Those calamity rocks must be eating that place apart from the inside. What is he? The Ura keep hanging on to that barricade. After all, their homeland's not much farther. Maybe they know they've lost this. Lost to a kid. They underestimated us. Had us pegged all wrong. Yes, our people caused the calamity, but here we are trying to fix it. Shame the opportunity for civilized discourse is over. Suppose old Zolf should have got to know us better. Maybe I should have trusted him. Told him everything I knew. As the hour grows desperate, the Ura bring out their big guns. There's nothing standing in his way no more. He sees the Tazzle terminals loom large on the horizon. Way out there on the edge of the world, that's where he finally finds you. But it ain't like Prosper Bluff this time. Ain't nothing for this gal to sing about now. Zia, you weren't kidnapped. No, ma'am. You just had to see what happened to the Ura. To your own people. You had to see if everything Zolf wrote to you was true. I don't need to see what happened to the Ura. I'm trying to undo it, remember? Sure, the world's all gone to pieces farther than the eye can see. But leave it to this gal to point out the amazing view. Fix that thing right up, didn't we? Made these goings-on a little livelier. They lost everything, didn't they? But they just keep on fighting like that's gonna bring it all back. Never could ask for a song. First step to learning the Calamity Cannon is knowing about the machinery overrides. country. She's all to pieces now, but still looking good. Now, who would have taught a kid to do a thing like that? Once the kid gets that last shard from Zolf, it'll all be over.